I said, give it back. I was yelling now. My hands were shaking. She can't breathe. Asterisk. But she just stood there, holding my daughter's inhaler like it was a stolen wallet. Asterisk. The lady in the tennis visor and oversized sunglasses, Karen? Asterisk. She raised her eyebrow like I was the problem. Asterisk. She's not even supposed to be here, she said calmly. This park is HOA property. Members only. Asterisk. I looked down at Ava. Her lips were turning pale. She was gripping her chest, wheezing, struggling. Call 911. I shouted to the group of moms standing nearby. They just stared. Asterisk. Karen dangled the inhaler in her fingers like it was some kind of joke. Maybe next time you'll read the rules. My blood went cold. Give it back. She stepped back. This is child endangerment. I barked. Asterisk. But Karen wasn't flinching. People always try to play victim. How do I even know she needs this? Maybe you're just trying to cause trouble in our neighborhood. Asterisk. I took a step forward. Not fast, but with purpose. It's the kind that changes everything. Asterisk. One of the other moms finally moved, a redhead in a yoga set. She whispered, Karen. Maybe. Give it to him. Asterisk. Karen scoffed. No. I've already called security. Asterisk. Security? Asterisk. I reached slowly toward my waist, not for a weapon, but for my badge. But I stopped. Not yet. Let her keep digging her own hole. Asterisk. Ava's wheezing turned into soft coughing gasps. She fell to her knees. Asterisk. Karen didn't even blink. I told you to leave. This is our land. She tossed the inhaler into the trash. That was it. She crossed the line. And she didn't even know who she was messing with. I didn't move at first. Everyone expected me to lose it, chill, curse, maybe even swing. But I didn't. Asterisk. I walked over to the trash can, pulled out the inhaler, wiped it fast on my shirt, and rushed to Ava. Asterisk. She was gasping, eyes wide, barely holding on. I popped the cap, gave her a quick spray. 1 puff. 2. Come on, baby. Asterisk. Ava's chest began to slow. Her eyes blinked, confused, scared, but she was breathing again. Asterisk. I held her close, heart pounding. You're okay? I got you. Karen folded her arms, still standing there like she ran the world. You're going to regret that, she said. Touching HOA property and threatening me? That's criminal. Asterisk. I stood up, facing her directly now. Criminal. At me like she was queen of the cul-de-sac. I warned you. You trespassed. And now you assaulted HOA trash bins. The cameras saw everything. Asterisk. I looked up. She was right about one thing, there were cameras. Asterisk. She smirked. Security will deal with you. Asterisk. I glanced at the moms again. Still frozen. No one helping. No one saying a word. Asterisk. Karen pulled out her phone. I'm sending the footage to the HOA board. You people always think you're above the law. You people. That was the 3rd time she said it. I felt my jaw tighten. Asterisk. Then she made the worst mistake yet. Asterisk. She looked down at Avim, my daughter, and muttered under her breath, probably faking it. These kids learn early. I took 1 step toward her, and this time I didn't stop. Yelling, no fists. Just a calm voice. I need you to say that again, clearly. For the record, asterisk. Karen blinked. Excuse me? I pulled out my badge, Sheriff. County level, not HOA, not some mall cop. Her face went pale. You just interfered with a minor's medical emergency. I said, voice cold. You're on public park property, not HOA land. And you're about to be charged. Asterisk. She took a step back. What? You can't? This is harassment. I didn't blink. No, ma'am. What you did. That's a felony. She stumbled backward like she'd seen a ghost. A sheriff. That badge? No, that's fake. You're bluffing, she stammered, eyes darting to the other moms for backup. But they just stood there, silent now. Nobody was coming to save her. I held the badge steady. Want to call it in? Go ahead, I'll wait. Her fingers trembled as she lowered her phone. Why didn't you say anything before? she whispered. Asterisk, I didn't answer. I just turned back to Ava, who was now sitting up and breathing easier. Her small hand gripped my sleeve. Confused, but safe. Asterisk, that's when the HOA security showed up to guys in matching polos and walkie-talkies. Jogging over like they were about to tackle a terrorist, Asterisk Karen lit up like a Christmas tree. There. That's him. He threatened me. He assaulted park property and harassed a child. Asterisk, I didn't move. Just turned toward the two men and calmly said, "You both might want to pause before taking another step." They slowed down. "Who are you?" the taller one asked, eyeing me cautiously. Asterisk, I showed the badge again. Sheriff Ryan Cole, county jurisdiction. You just stepped into something way above your clearance level. Asterisk, the shorter one, took a step back. The taller one muttered, We didn't know." Asterisk Karen pushed past them. "Don't listen to him. He's lying. He's just trying to scare me. This is HOA property, and he broke the rules." Asterisk, no you did, I cut in, my voice like steel. "You withheld a medical device from a child during an asthma attack? That's endangerment." Asterisk, the park was quiet now. The wind shifted, could feel the shift in power. Asterisk, I pointed to the cameras mounted on the street lamp nearby. "Those county-owned, so thanks for preserving the evidence." Asterisk Karen looked at the cameras, then back at me. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Then she did something wild. She dropped to the ground and started fake crying. Asterisk, she threatened me, she screamed, pointing at Ava. That's when I reached for my radio. "Dispatch, this is Sheriff Cole. I need 2 units at Oakview Park. Civilian detained. Possible felony child endangerment and false report." Karen stopped crying, dead silent. Asterisk, Karen's fake sobs choked in her throat the second she heard the words. Civilian detained. Asterisk, she sat up fast, wiping at her dry cheeks like that would erase what just happened. Asterisk, you can't do this. "I didn't do anything." Asterisk, her voice cracked now. The smugness was gone, replaced with panic. Asterisk, I didn't answer her. I was focused on Ava, still crouched by her side. I handed her a bottle of water from my pack and whispered, "Just keep breathing, sweetheart. Help's coming, okay?" Ava nodded. One of the HOA security guys leaned in toward Karen. "You told us this was HOA land," Asterisk Karen hissed. "It is. We pay dues. There's a sign near the swing set." I cut her off. "That park was turned over to the county 2 years ago. HOA doesn't own it anymore. That sign you're talking about?" I looked at them. It was removed. "She put it back up last month. Illegally." Asterisk, one of the security guys blinked. "Wait, what?" I stepped closer, keeping my voice calm, but firm. "She's been faking notices. It's blocking families from public land and using a fake HOA authority to harass people who don't look like they belong." Karen's mouth fell open. "That's not true." She snapped. "I have every right, Asterisk." "No," I said, cutting her off again. You don't get to decide who belongs. You don't get to steal a child's lifeline. You don't get to pretend to be in charge because you're uncomfortable sharing a park bench." Just then sirens. 2 squad cars pulled up fast, lights flashing. Karen turned completely white. Officers stepped out, looked at me, then her. "Sheriff," Asterisk, I nodded. "She's the one. I've got body cam rolling. Check the trash can too." She threw the inhaler in. Asterisk, Karen jumped up. "He's lying. He set me up. I was just trying to enforce HOA rules." Asterisk, the second officer raised. "An eyebrow by taking a child's medical device?" Asterisk, Karen's mouth opened, then shut. Asterisk, one of the mom's 3 head finally stepped forward. Her voice shaky. Asterisk, she, ... She said the girl didn't belong here, as she was faking. "We all saw it, Asterisk." Karen spun on her. She said nothing. "You didn't stop me." Asterisk, I was scared, she whispered. "But I'm done being scared now." It's Asterisk, Karen's. Head snapped around like she couldn't believe what she'd just heard. "Asterisk, you're siding with them?" She shouted, eyes wide, finger pointing at the redhead. Asterisk, the mom didn't even flinch. "I'm siding with the truth." I've got my own video. Asterisk Karen's face twitched. You were my friend. Asterisk no, the mom said. You were just loud. That's not the same thing. Asterisk the officers moved in now. Calm, direct. Asterisk ma'am, turn around. You're being detained for questioning in connection with a possible felony assault and false report? Asterisk, Karen's voice pitched up. Don't get it. I am the HOA. You're not the law, I said simply. As they cuffed her, she twisted, yelling to the crowd. You're all going to regret this. I built this neighborhood. But no one answered. People were filming now, quiet, watching asterisk, the illusion of power she used to wear like a crown, gone. The redhead looked at me. She's been doing this for months. Bullying people, calling tow trucks, saying who can or can't use the pool. But no one ever stood up to her. Asterisk, I nodded. Ends today. Asterisk Karen was still screaming as they put her in the back seat. You don't know who I am. I know people. I walked over. Calm, yeah. So do I judges, real cops, DAs. And they're all about to watch this footage. She went silent, dead silent. The door shut behind her. One of the officers turned. To me? You want us to handle processing? Asterisk, please, I said. Flag it to the DA directly. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was targeted. Asterisk, he nodded. We'll handle it. Asterisk, I looked around at the other parents, still stunned, still processing. Asterisk, you don't have to live scared, I said. You don't need to ask permission to exist. Asterisk, one dad stepped forward. Thank you for not letting her win. I looked down at Ava. She was sipping her water, color back in her face. Safe. Asterisk, you okay, Peanut? Asterisk. She nodded slowly. Is the mean lady going to jail? Asterisk. Yeah, I said. She's not coming back to this park. It wasn't over yet. 2 days later, I got a call from the district attorney's office. Sheriff Cole, the voice said. You might want to come down. We've got something you'll want to see. Asterisk. When I walked into their office, they didn't just have one video. They had 7. 7 different families, some black, some Latino, one immigrant couple from Ukraine, all with the same story, Karen. Fake HOA notices taped to their doors. Threats of fines that never existed. 1 man showed a video of her faking a city official badge. Another had a recording of her screaming at his daughter for using sidewalk chalk on private pavement. It was deeper than I thought. She wasn't just power tripping, asterisk. She was running a full-blown fake authority scam, targeting anyone. She thought it didn't fit. Asterisk, she threatened to report us to ICE, the immigrant dad whispered to me, clutching his phone. My wife cried all night. My jaw clenched. The DA leaned forward. We're building a case for impersonating a public official, harassment, falsifying legal documents, child endangerment, and possibly even hate crimes. Asterisk, I nodded. Whatever you need, testify. So will Ava. Asterisk, he smiled grimly. Good, because this one's going to trial. But that wasn't the only twist. Later that night, one of my deputies forwarded a news clip from a local station. There, in grainy night vision footage, was Karen ... in the back of a different patrol car, asterisk apparently. She'd been trying to file lawsuits against the families she harassed, claiming they defamed her, asterisk the judge. Threw it out in 5 minutes. Called her behavior malicious and dangerous. But even then, she didn't stop. She tried to break into the HOA office that weekend, was looking for evidence to clear her name, got caught on camera again. Trespassing, asterisk, it was like she didn't know how to stop lying, asterisk, and every time she dug deeper, the hole just got bigger. The court date came faster than expected. The courtroom was packed, neighbors, victims, even reporters. Karen walked in wearing a pale blue suit, sunglasses on indoors, trying to look like the victim. Asterisk, but the jury wasn't buying it. Asterisk, the DA started with the inhaler. Incident played the footage from my body cam. Asterisk, Ava's gasps echoed through the courtroom, asterisk. Karen's lawyer tried to object. It's too emotional. Asterisk, the judge didn't even blink. Exactly. Sit down. Then came the others, one by one. Families stood up and told their stories. Asterisk, I got a $300 fake fine on a typed paper with her name signed in Sharpie. Asterisk, she blocked my son from entering the playground. Asterisk, she took pictures of my wife. Guardian said it was not HOA-approved behavior. Asterisk, she told me our kind made the neighborhood look cheap. Asterisk gasps, murmurs. And the jury? Locked in. Asterisk Karen kept shifting in her seat, eyes darting everywhere like she was trying to find a way out, but there wasn't one. Then I took the stand. Asterisk, I told them everything. How she blocked a child's life-saving medication, how she impersonated authority, how she used her position, real or imagined, to harass, humiliate, and endanger. Asterisk, she didn't just cross a line, I said. She jumped over it and then lit it on fire. Asterisk Karen's attorney tried to claim she had emotional stress and was trying to protect the neighborhood. But the judge shut it down. Protecting a neighborhood doesn't include putting a child's life at risk, he said coldly. Asterisk, and when the verdict came, guilty on all counts. Asterisk impersonating an official, child endangerment, filing false reports, harassment, trespassing, and civil rights violations. Asterisk, maximum sentence. No parole. Asterisk Karen's face finally cracked. Not angry anymore, just empty. Like she couldn't understand how her world collapsed, but we understood the day Karen was sentenced. The courthouse steps felt different. Lighter. Asterisk, the families she once bullied, stood together, talking, smiling, exchanging numbers. Ava ran around with a couple of the other kids, her inhaler clipped safely to her little backpack. Asterisk, she was free. Again, so were we. Reporters swarmed me outside. Sheriff Cole, do you have a statement about today's verdict? I looked at them, then at Ava, then back at the crowd. Yeah, I said. Don't mistake silence for weakness. Okay, people put up with a lot before they finally push back, but when they do, I paused. Let the moment breathe. They don't just take back a park, they take back their dignity. It's asterisk, that quote made. The front page the next morning, so did the photo me holding Ava, badge clipped to my belt, her tiny fingers wrapped around mine. Asterisk, 2 days later, the HOA board issued a public apology. Not just for ignoring the complaints, but for enabling Karen for years. Asterisk, they dissolved the current leadership. And then something I didn't expect happened. That redhead mom, the one who spoke up first, walked up to me at a neighborhood event. A week later, she handed me a small card. Inside was a handwritten message. Asterisk, thank you for showing my kids what real strength looks like. Not yelling, not power games, just truth. And a steady hand. I kept that card. Still do. Because justice isn't loud. It's not about revenge. Asterisk. It's quiet. Solid. Built.
Asterisk.
Asterisk, and sometimes starts with a breath. One that a little girl almost didn't get to take. Not on my watch. Not ever again.